Hello and welcome to Myrsol Real Estate Web Solutions. I'm going to go over a little bit about the Myrsol Quick Start sites. A lot of clients come to our system and of course they're confused with what packages we actually offer to clients. So we have pretty much three packages. We have what they call the custom site, we have the Quick Start site, and we have a frame site. There's also our terms of use here, our privacy policy, and our sitemap for all of our pages. You can also go here to the examples page, and you can see example sites of different areas we're in. Now this is by no means all of our sites, and by no means is this people that we only want you to talk to these people. You can talk to any of our clients. We have no problem with that. We're very wide open. Myrsol does not have a sales team. We are word of mouth only, and we are built by realtors for realtors. Go ahead and put that out there. My name is Mark Fitzgerald. My parents own Fitzgerald Realty in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They've owned it for 28 years. I've been around real estate my entire life, and Myrsol's system is engineered and developed by realtors for this purpose. We know real estate. We've been around it a long time, and we know what the realtors need. Our system is designed to give you good Google organic SEO. It's also designed to give you, we want your leads to come to your site. You want them qualified. You want to see really true leads, and our system is designed for that. It's designed to help you with all the bells and whistles and tools you'll need for an SEO person to come in on your site and SEO it as well. That's out of the box. Both of my parents are brokers. My two sisters are realtors. And what you're going to see here, a lot of example sites. Some of them will be quick start sites. Some of them will be custom sites. And it states, each one of them will state that. If it's a custom layout, it will say custom layout and who it's by, as you can see. And you can click to go to their site and look at it. If it's a quick start layout, it usually will say quick start layout. Okay? Give you an idea of what is what. Like I said, what you're getting with the quick start layout, all the bells and whistles features are included in our system. Okay, we do have the standard setup, and then if you want to add all the other components, you can link to them from the site and use them. Some clients do, some clients don't. It's just their choice, but they are all there. So then else out in the open, Myrsol system, you own your content. I know a lot of people out there are saying, hey, you should have a WordPress site. You need a WordPress site because you own your site. Well, you don't own WordPress. Nobody owns WordPress. It's an open source system. It's updated constantly, and it's something that is a foundation, just like the Myrsol is a foundation. The only difference is ours is a proprietary foundation. But you do own your content. You do own your leads. And as you can see here, there's different look and feels. I'm just going to take you to a quick start site, because what I want to do is I want to give you an idea of what it comes with a quick start site. A lot of agents say, Mark, I'm interested in your product, but I don't really know what comes with it. Well, by saying all the features are included, it doesn't always tell an agent what actually are all the features. So we're going to go through a few of the features, and hopefully I'll give you a better understanding of what it's all about. Right here, I want to take you to a site. It's called Bamboo Sand. It's in Florida, Tampa area, Florida. This is a quick start site that's pretty much out of the box. They haven't really done a lot to this site other than they've added the hot link locations on this side right here. They put them here. Now, when we set up a quick start site for you, we're going to send you to a form. Going back to a quick start site, what we're going to ask you for is we're going to ask you for homepage content. This would be your homepage content, which you would write up. Yes, we don't write content for you. We don't write a whole bunch of content and share it with hundreds of agents, which ends up being duplicate content for SEO. We want your site to be unique and to represent yourself. So we ask that you write your content. So your homepage content is supplied by yourself. You'll have a bio page, which is about you, about your company. In this case, this is their bio page here that we will set it up. And of course, it will show your listings if you have any, and your email from here. And this is captured, by the way, which you can turn off with our system if you want. And if you're logged in, you can actually have it so that if you're logged in, capture won't show up. That's an option. You can see, provide your bio. Okay? Now, going back to the site. So your homepage content, your bio content, we will put in for you. You have, these are right here, this is your header image rotation that you're going to see rotating. You can supply as many of those as you want. We suggest around 5 or 6. In this case, the agent wanted to put their picture on the profile too, so they sent us a picture, and we pose the picture on top of the header images, and then we put them in the system. This can be controlled from the back end. So once we've added the 5 or 6, you can go back in and add more images if you want, and you can go back in and change the order if you want. There is a little learning curve in it, but it's not too hard, and it is flexibility enough that you can do it. Then you have your property search pages here, which you can add all the different links you want, and they're all supplied. They're not using them all. We also have address search. We have we're adding zip code. We have an area search if your MLS has areas. They're all here as well. You have your hour listings, or your featured listings as they call it, and those can represent just you as an agent. They can represent your office. You can go in there and have, like, let's say you have 100 agents in your office and you have a team and you have 4 or 5 people in your office you want to use as well. You can actually do that as well. They can all work in simple to add to the system. And you can actually do that yourself once the site's set up. You can add those agents or take them off however you want to do it. This is the mortgage page that they added. That actually is not part of it. You can't add a page. It's very simple. This is your blog, built-in blog system. It can be done very, very easily. User-friendly blog. Has trackbacks, comments, and all that kind of stuff. And you can opt out comments on blog posts if you want. You can predate posts if you want and have them say, I want to do 8 blogs on the Sunday and have them post throughout the week. You can do that with our system. The contact form is part of it. Of course, it will be set up. And the My Profile is also part of the system. The My Profile is actually for your buyers. When they come to your site looking around, looking for something, they can set their own profile up. And that profile then allows them to set up favorites and save searches and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see here, I've actually added some properties here. You can see my properties. And you can give them a limit. Save searches and recently viewed properties as well will show up. Okay, there's my recently viewed properties it keeps up with. Alright, there's also RSS feeds. So if you do have saved searches, you can actually subscribe to your saved searches through RSS feeds. Okay, you can also do the same thing with your favorites. So if anything changes, they get notified. Okay, moving on. Now, like I said, this was a pretty much a basic site setup. You can see the profile information down here. These down here are also part of the setup. We're going to ask you to supply us with 15 landing pages. And those landing pages are simply pages with MLS data on them. So, for example, if I go to, let's go to Clearwater link here for them. It's going to show you a page. It's Google-friendly URL, as you can see here. It's a nice, clean URL with Clearwater Real Estate as the URL. And you can see the H1 tag matches, which is another SEO-friendly tool. And then you're going to see all listings represented through Clearwater. As you can see here, these are all Clearwater listings. These are active listings, and they're showing up on the site. It's dynamically rendered. Every time you go to this page, it does render this query out onto the page, and it is Google-friendly searchable. And it shows all the properties. Okay? And you see all the next pages and navigation and all that for the pages as well. Right here. Okay, those are landing pages. We will set up 15 of those, and we'll do it by city, we'll do it by area, we'll do it by subdivision. That's part of the package. We'll set them up for you. Okay, and if you actually go to the site map, every site has a site map. Now, this is a basic site map. And what I mean by that, with a basic site map, what you have here is the pages of your site. Okay, these are all the different pages of their site. Okay, and these are the general links, which mean they're the ones that come with the system, the blog, agents, staff. And then you have your pages that you've created with their folders, if they are, like this is local communities where all the 15 landing pages were put. See them? They're all pages. Okay, then your My Profile, of course. And this is the, like I said, this is the very basic site map. There's also an XML site map built into the back end of the system that you can submit to Google, Bing, and some of the others that will actually render out all your pages as well as all the MLS pages, all the property view pages. For example, if you go to this property here from their featured listings, this here is what we would call a property view page. Okay, this is a view, and these would also be rendered out to the XML sitemap part, which submits to Google and such. Now, one thing we need to note is on the standard Quick Start setup, the URL for property pages, instead of having the address here, we'll simply have the MLS number .html. This client here has asked us to override that and set up the address as part of the URL. They paid an extra $100. It takes us about an hour to set it up, so we charge you $100 to set it up. The feature using this itself is there's no charge. But we will charge you $100 to set this feature up with the URL for the address, which is actually very handy for Google friendly. Some agents want it, some agents don't. Like I said, out of the box, the Quick Start has just the HTML. Just the MLS ID right here. .html, not the address. Okay, that's due note. The quick search is part of the system as well. If you choose a layout that has a quick search, we will put the quick search on there, and we will put the cities. The cities also can be selected in the back end of the system. You can select what cities you want your site to have on it. Special note that when you do that, though, the site will be locked into those cities. If you don't want to use the cities based on your restricted set, if you want to have the restricted set be wide open, but have a limited set here, just let us know and we'll put whatever cities you want in this when we set it up. Okay. Pretty much that's a quick start site, up and running, fully functional site. Now, understand that once the site's up and running, you can add as many pages as you want. The site comes with unlimited email accounts. You have custom forms you can add to the site. All this stuff is built into the site. So I'm going to take you to another quick start site that was actually the agent has done a lot of work to it. Let me go here. Okay, this is a Myrtle Beach site here, and this was also a quick start site. The agent himself has done a lot of work to this. They've added their own buttons and things like that, their own links here themselves. He's also added a community. There's a community module built into our system, and as you can see, he went in and added the communities module and broke things up by city. He has Conway, and then the communities in Conway, Little River, etc., etc. And he broke all these up using the communities module. It's very easy to use, and you can see it. Everything is plotted on the map, nice and easy to use. You can see the Conway condo foreclosures and things like that. I can then go to them and look at the property itself. So as you can see here, this is just a page he created with the communities module. We'll go back, and some of them he can turn tabs off and on. He has a little bit of control over that. I can go to different ones. He can upload pictures and images, and this is more or less the overview. This is the floor plans. If you can actually turn that tab off, as well as some of the others if you don't want them. More pictures. This is the property, and then of course you can actually use queries to query the properties for that subdivision. So actually, if you want to show properties for this community, and you only want to show community properties, and you only want to show communities for, let's say, 150,000 to 200,000, you can do that easily with this. That way you can kind of customize your site however you want for your communities. It's very, very handy. The other thing you can do is custom forms. You can create custom forms with our system, and those are very handy, so especially if you want like a buyer's information page or a seller's. You can create custom forms, so you can, like a relocation form or things like that. And I can take you to a site that's actually doing a lot of custom forms here. Let's see here, area information. What is your home value? This agent here created a page called What is your home value, and then they created a custom form to represent that. And this is all customized. In the back end, they can do easily without doing HTML. This is just simply drag and drop and creating your own item list and things like that, and selecting fields that are required, stuff like that. You can see if you submit it, it will validate them. See that? Also, all this information can be emailed back to the client, and to yourself, and it's also stored in a database. Every form has its own database, and every form has what they call auto replies, where they can auto reply, and you can also add attachments to forms. So when they fill the form out, they could then send an email to them and have an attachment to it as you want, for like PDFs and things like that. Another thing our system has is login protected pages. You can actually create pages that buyers have to be registered users to view. So they can go to the page and it will show more or less if they're not registered or logged in, it will say please log in or register, and then the other part of the page would be where they have logged in and registered, then they can see it. That's really handy for like if you want people to be able to see things if they're registered users, then they can go see them if they're logged in, like download PDFs and things like that. Very, very handy. You can also make it so that they're password protected pages and things like that, more secured. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an overview. Now what I want to do right now is I'm going to take you into a very limited, because this is a public video, I'm going to take you into a very limited view of the back end of our site, and it's going to be very, very limited, but I want to let you see just what the system does. So what we'll do here, let me see where I'm at. We're going to go to our demo site. Actually, I'll just go to an active site. And I'm going to go to the login section, and I've already logged in. So what it did here is it took me to the dashboard section of this website. Now this is, like I said, these are quick start sites. All the features are there. And as you can see, there's a lot of information here. It's told me that it's been 10 days since I generated the sitemap XML file. As I was telling you earlier, the very robust system here, this is the robust XML site. So I'm going to generate a full XML sitemap for this site, and it's generating now, as you can see right down here. Oh, just ran away. There it is right down there. You see it. All right, there it is. It generated the XML sitemap. And then I can easily submit it to Google. Just like that. Boom. Done. That easy. Send it to Bing and Ask.com. All done. All submitted. That easy. Now these are, and like I said, this is the Mac Daddy XML sitemap. This is the one with all the pages in it, of all the property pages as well as your home pages in it. That's what that sitemap is. Alright, going back to the dashboard, as you can see here, at the top we have your website. If you click here, it will open up your website really quick. There's the billing system, the video tutorials, and your logout, and all that kind of good stuff. Now what we're going to do is go back to the dashboard. In the dashboard section, you can see who's online and where they are online, as you can see down here. You can see, and you can move this stuff around too. So if you want something to be above something else, you can move it like that and move things around. Contacts above it, however you want to do it, move it to the left, left, right, doesn't matter. You can just kind of organize your dashboard however you want. Most recently logins, this is who's actually registered user who recently has logged into your site. These are our Myrsol announcements down here. And of course there's a manage section here we can turn on and enable other dashboard features as well. Okay. Lead management section, this is more or less where you manage all your leads. This keeps track of all the leads and all the kind of who's coming to the site. You can see where they're coming from, what their email address is, and you can see agents assigned. With our system, when the lead comes to your site, they look around, they're anonymous. So they're looking around your site, looking at properties and things like that. The system does track all this information, so it keeps up with what's going on. So that when the person does inquire to you, it will send you a list of all the MLS numbers that they've been looking at, as well as all the property searches they've been performing. This gives you a way of qualifying the lead to say, okay, this person is a real person, they are really looking at property, and it gives you an idea of where they're looking. So for example, I can go to this client here, and I can see their information, and I can go and look at their contact history, email history, stuff like that. The property view history, and this will show me how many days, 2 days ago, 3 hours ago, they looked at this MLS property. And if I click it, it will take me to the property, of course. It's a residential property. You can see, I can say it heat maps them, so it color codes them based on how relevant they are, less than 3 weeks, etc. This is their search history. These are the searches that this particular person performed on your site. And I can click and expand it more and find out more information. So I can find out that they did a search in residential clear water for $75,000. So I can get a little more information about this client before I even get them on the phone. I can also, I can also go back to the info and put in some notes right here and post these notes. Okay. Now the reason for the notes section is because our system is not just an agent's web solution, it's also a broker solution. I can have the ability to go into leads, and right here I can assign a lead to an agent, and it will email them and create groups. And also I can also put tags. So I can type in hot lead and it'll put a hot lead, and I can filter based on those hot lead tags and things like that, which makes it really, really powerful. But the idea of assigning leads to agents is really, really handy, because what happens then is that that lead comes back to your site and inquires about more properties or more information that they're already assigned to a lead. They're going to automatically email that lead over and over again. So you don't have to worry about one lead going to one person and another lead going to another person. As long as you assign them, they'll be sent to the right place. And that's all tracked by their email address. Okay? It gives you a lot of power there. The other thing that can happen is because you can assign leads, you can also create agent profiles, so that you can, of course, assign agents to the leads. You have to enter the agents in order to do such thing. In the real estate section here, where you can control all that, you can actually go into the agent section and add agent profiles, and then that will show up in your agents list here. Okay. Now the good thing about this is once you've added add agent profile, you can then go in and create login accounts for the agents. Now this is really handy for broker sites, because now what you've got, or a team site even, is you have your agents, 15, 20, 30, 100, it doesn't matter to us, and you have registrations for your agents where they can log into your site, and they can only see leads that have been assigned to them and their profile. So for example, this agent would be able to go in and look at their profile, modify their information for their profile, okay, their additional information, and then their metadata for their profile, as well as see the leads. But when they click on leads, it's only going to show leads that are assigned to them, if there are any. And this is really, really handy because now you've got a broker site where the agent can go in there, look at their leads, add notes to their leads if they want. Clicking on a lead that's theirs and click notes. And then as a broker, you can go in, and in the dashboard, one of the options you can do is you can tell it to show you recent notes right here. And then that will actually show the recent notes module. Recent notes right here. See that? And I can pull it all the way up top like this. And now, if there's any notes added, I can see them. See that? And it will order them, of course, for you. Makes it very, very handy, very powerful. Now, I'm just showing you a little bit of what the system can do, of course. There's so much more it can do and manage. But that gives you an idea of the Myrsol Quick Start site and what all is involved in it and just how powerful it is. And like I said, I've probably shown you 5% of our system. Our system is engineered and designed to be one of the most powerful real estate web solutions out on the market. But let's face it, for a $1,000 setup fee and $70 a month, the power you're going to get with our system and the flexibility and the control over this system, you can't beat it. I will tell you that your layout section, where you actually can control and manage the layout of your site, look and feel, you can actually create multiple layouts and assign those to different pages as well. Lots of flexibility, and this is some section where mostly your designers and things like that would work with. Remember, once again, the Myrsol system is designed so you don't have to hire us to do every little thing to your site. You can hire whom you want. As long as they know HTML and CSS, they can work your website and make a lot of changes to it. As an agent and a realtor, you can work your website without knowing HTML and CSS. But when it comes to redesigning your site and changing things like that, you have the ability yourself or to hire someone else that you feel comfortable in doing. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and if you have any questions, definitely give us a call. Our number is 843-637-2411. Thank you and have a good day.